Hello everyone! So for today's video I thought that I would do a vinyl collection because I did one of these I checked back in 2018, so I think it was probably around 2 years ago, around that, and I thought I'd do another one because why not? I've got nothing else to do with my time. My collection of vinyls, it's not massive but it's not tiny. I'll pick them up. It's not loads, but it's enough. I just thought that I would show them off, kind of talk about them a little bit, and that's basically all I'm gonna do. So, first off, Lady Gaga, Art Pop. This is a bit of an inappropriate album. So, I'm not sure if you can see from far away what that is, but who cares? Who cares? This was an album that I got like a year after having a record player because I was always like a fan of Lady Gaga, but I was never like a fan, like a monster. In like 2018, 2019 sort of time, I really got into the Art Pop album and the Joanne album from Lady Gaga, but most of the Art Pop album just because I thought that it was like a really unique album and that it was really like experimental and fun. So I literally just got this on, I think it's called HMV, because I remember last time I made this video, I kept on saying that I got my records from H&M, which is a clothes store. Next up is Jorja Smith, Lost and Found. I think this is one of the more recent ones because I haven't really bought a lot of records in the last like 6 months or so, because I'm not sure if it's just me, but like I don't really want to listen to my records in the summer. Listening to my records is a winter thing. So this is perfect when I'm in a mood because these are sad songs. These are on my sad playlist. I got this from an independent record shop where I live. They had to order it in because I went in like, hey, do you have this record? They were like, no. And I was like, bye. And then they ordered it in for me. I think I should name some of my favourite songs on each one just so that you know what some of my favourite songs are. So my favourite songs are Aura. Why did I say it like that? My favourite songs on Art Pop are Aura, Swine, Fashion, and Gypsy. For Art Pop. And then for Jorja Smith, Lost and Found, my favourite songs are Where Did I Go, Blue Lights, Goodbyes, and Don't Watch Me Cry. They are sad songs, I must say. If you want to be in a good mood, do not listen to those songs that I just told you about. Next up, Lana Del Rey, Honeymoon, but this is like a limited special edition sort of one. I actually got this in America, in Urban Outfitters. In America, in New York, if you want to know the context behind where I got it. The thing that makes it special is it actually came with like a picture book that had loads of photos of Lana. I ripped them all out of the book because I wanted to stick them on my wall, but I've never done that. But these are all the photos that came in the book, if you're wondering. And then the other thing that's special about them is that instead of like the classic black vinyl colour, these are in like a pale red, which I thought was quite cool. Honeymoon was actually the album from Lana that like got me into her music back in 2015 when it came out. I think it came out in 2015. This was like my first introduction to her music. My favourite songs on Honeymoon are Honeymoon, Art Deco, Salvatore, 24, and The Blackest Day. Those are my favourite songs. Then we have got Billie Eilish. This is her Don't Smile At Me EP. I think I got this from Urban Outfitters. I think I got it for Christmas this year, if I'm right. Or last year. Oh, this is also a red. This is also a red one. I do love Billie Eilish. Well, I like Billie Eilish. I'm not like a hardcore fan of hers, but like I do think that I prefer this to When We All Fall Asleep. Where Do We Go? That one. I prefer this. I think this is an EP. I don't think it's an album, but I prefer this body of work. My favourite songs on this are Watch, Bellyache, and Hostage. Got Nicki Minaj, Queen. I received this for my birthday when I turned 16, so that was like a year and 2 months ago. It's like this really vibrant orange, which I thought was quite cool, because obviously the whole sort of theme is orange. I literally listen to multiple songs on this album weekly. I literally listened to a few of these songs this morning, so that shows you how much I like this album. My favourite songs on this album are Barbie Dreams, Chun Sway, LLC, Good Form, and Miami. Those are my favourite songs. Isolation by Cali Uchis. I don't know if I pronounced her last name right. Uchis, I don't really know. I personally love Cali Uchis. She came out with an EP recently it's called To Feel Alive EP. There's only 4 songs, but I really like the songs, but how gorgeous is she, can I just say? This is also a funky coloured vinyl. I think a lot of artists now are doing this to kind of like spice up their vinyl, but honestly, It's not that big a deal, but my favourite songs are Body Language, Tyrant, Dead to Me, In My Dreams, Gotta Get Up, and After the Storm. I love so many of her songs. More Lana. This is Lana Del Rey, Born to Die. This was the first album she ever came out with in 2012. If you guys do not know, I was supposed to see her in February. If you were one of the people who was supposed to see her in February, I don't want to talk about it.
You don't. Oh. Are you alright?
Yeah.
She basically cancelled her European tour because she had vocal problems. Look at the gorgeousness. Like, she was doing vinyls long before a lot of artists caught on to doing them as a thing. My favourite songs on this album, because literally every song on this album is iconic, would be Off to the Races, because that's my friend who I was meant to see Lana with. That's like mine and her song that we both got into her with. Off to the Races, Giant Mountain Dew, Radio, This Is What Makes Us Girls, and Without You. Those are my favourite Lana songs on this album. Next up is Sweetener by Ariana Grande. My grandparents bought me this for Christmas. Not this year, but I think the year before. I love Ariana Grande. I think that the whole layout of this is quite funky. She's done a lot of stuff like upside down, which is a bit trippy to me because I'm always like, how does it work? But this album compared to other Ariana Grande albums is not my favourite. Obviously, I do like a lot of the songs on here, but I feel like she has better songs as like an album, but each their own. My favourite songs on this album would be Raindrops, God Is a Woman, Breathing, No Tears Left to Cry, and Good Night and Go. Next up is another shocker. It's Lana Del Rey. This is the Norman, not gonna say it, well, Norman fucking Rockwell, I don't really care. This is her most recent album. It came out, I don't even know how long ago. Not too long, like I think less than a year, and I really love it. This album is probably one of my favourites of hers. If you are curious if I had to rank the albums, because there's quite a few now, there's like 5 albums that she's made. It would go Honeymoon, just because Honeymoon is like my favourite album. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I really like it. Like, I love the vibe it gives. So Honeymoon, then it would be Norman fucking Rockwell, then it would be Born to Die, then it would be Ultraviolence, and then it would be Lust for Life. Not saying Lust for Life is a bad album, but just like in terms of if I had to level them in terms of like best to worst, that would be it. Even though Lust for Life is still like a really good album. My brother actually got me this for Christmas, this Christmas, so about 7 months ago, and my favourite songs would be Doing Time, Love Song, Cinnamon Girl, Happiness is a Butterfly, and I think that's it for my favourites, but I love this album. Zula Peeps. Zula Peep. Can you remember, what was her name? Wendy Williams. She was like, Dula Peep?
Huh?
Her name's Dua Lipa.
Yeah.
But you call her Dula Peep.
Dula Peepa.
Now, this album, personally, from Dua, is not... This was her first ever album. However, Future Nostalgia. I listened to that album daily. Not being sarcastic, I listened to all of those songs probably today. If you aren't aware, I'm going to see her in January if that gets cancelled. I think my mum told me that if this Dua Lipa gets cancelled, it's kind of a sign that I'm not meant to go to concerts, because Lana got cancelled and Dua Lipa got cancelled, so I think I just should never go to a concert. Honestly, I'm so excited to see her because it's just gonna be such a vibe. Like, me and my friend Becky, we're gonna be like jamming with loads of like 4-year-old mums, and we're just gonna be living our life, and it's gonna be so much fun. I don't have too many favourites on this album because this album is more simplistic than Future Nostalgia, but if I had to give some, it would be Hotter Than Hell and Blow Your Mind. Mwah. But Future Nostalgia, I do kind of want to get that vinyl, but if I don't, I don't. My favourite songs on that, if you're curious, just because I want to tell you. Cool, Break My Heart, Levitating, Don't Start Now, Physical. That's basically the whole album. Another Lana, guys, I have every single Lana album. I am sad that I have that much of an addiction. This is sad girl hours. Like, if you want to be sad, listen to this. Although a lot of her songs are very like down and depressing, you want to be real sad, this is your girl, this is the one. So my favourite songs on this album are Shades of Cool, Brooklyn Baby, Money, Power, Glory, and Old Money. Love it. Now guys, these next 2 albums, as I'm looking at them, they did not snap. First off is Cardi B, Invasion of Privacy. I've not listened to this once. It's been sat there the whole time. I like Cardi B. I feel like she's a bit problematic as a person, and sometimes I'm just like, you know what? Let's carry on. So next up is Ed Sheeran. My mum bought this and then gave it to me, so you know what? That's that. But I must say, there's a song on here called Supermarket Flowers. That's a sad song. You wanna cry? Listen to that. Okay, so we only have 2 more albums, but I must say these 2 are good, I must say. First off is Lemonade by Beyonce. This was the first ever vinyl I ever got because for Christmas, my mum got me the record and she gave me this vinyl with it because my mum has taste. She has taste. This was a really nice vinyl to have because at the time of when I got this, Beyonce was still being a stingy little bitch and thought, I'm not gonna put Lemonade on streaming platforms. I'm just not. I don't want anyone to listen to it. To stick with the theme of Lemonade, also she made the vinyls like a bright yellow because this is Beyonce. Beyonce is Beyonce. My favourite songs on this album would be Daddy Issues, Hold Up. The song is called Daddy Lessons. Why did I say Daddy Issues? I meant Daddy Lessons, okay? Formation, All Night. I really like All Night. Finally is Lana Del Rey, Lust for Life. I said I had all the vinyls, so this is the final one. This came out in 2017. I mean, look at that. Look at the face. Look at the face. This, I actually really did like this album, even though it's at like the bottom of my personal ranking. I feel like the album is just like the most positive for like the cover. Like she's smiling. She doesn't do that in a lot of like, oh, I think this is the only cover she smiles in. So that's telling you something. But my favourite songs on this album are Love, Cherry, White Mustang, Get Free, and Heroin. I honestly love like every song. Actually, I don't think this is the bottom. I think Ultraviolence would be the bottom. But those are all the records that I've got to show you today. I thought that I would just give you a little, I don't want to say tour, but I'd just show you my records because why not? So I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you did, you can give it a thumbs up and you can also subscribe down below if you want to. I would love to have you subscribe. But I hope that you have a really good day and a really good week, and I hope that I see you all in my next video. Bye!